Have you ever wondered what exactly is the normal amount of times you should go to the bathroom to urinate? Well, I'm Dr. Rena, Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and I'm going to tell you exactly what is considered normal. So I talk about this a lot on my channel, about urinary frequency, or needing to go to the bathroom more often than usual. And what we define in urology as normal is less than 8 times a day. But what if you actually looked at all the people of different races, men and women, and saw how many times do people actually go? Well, let's dive into it. So this first study looked at over 4,000 women, and they asked them, how often do you need to empty your bladder during waking hours? And they looked at their responses and they categorized them into groups. They looked at people who went more than 6 hours between going to the bathroom, and that was only 6% of people. Between 5 and 6 hours, that was about 16% of people. And if you look at between 3 to 4 hours, that was the large majority at 51%. Between 1 to 2 hours was about 23%. And that's quite often, if you think about it, every 1 to 2 hours while you're awake, that could be, up to 12 times, 16 times a day if you are going every hour. And 3% went more than every hour. So when you assume a 16-hour day and you assume the average person is going between 3 and 4 hours a day, probably most people go somewhere between 5 and 6 times a day. But let's look at this based on gender, because that study only looked at men and women. Another study matched men and women participants who had no urinary symptoms, meaning they're walking around feeling like, I don't really have a problem with my bladder. So these are people that presumably have normal bladder function. This was kind of interesting. When you looked at the adult population that they recruited, it was not reflective of the general population in the United States. More than half of the population was Black, 30% was white, and less than 7% were Asian or Hispanic. They looked at this group and they compared a number of characteristics between men and women. And the first thing that you'll see on this chart is that men voided 7 times on average in 24 hours, whereas women went to the bathroom about 8 times. You can also see a difference in the voided volume, and that means how much exactly are you peeing. So you can see the average amount that someone pees when they urinate in women was about 205 ounces. And so that's a little bit less than 7 ounces. And when you look at men, they had about 230 mLs, which is about 8 ounces. So their men are voiding less often and voiding larger volumes when they do go to the bathroom. So you can see this graph, and this is kind of an older looking graph because this is an older paper, but they looked at how many voids people had in 24 hours. And you can see the difference between men who are in Black and women who are in white on this graph here. Men are going most often 6 times a day, whereas women, you can see, are more often going 7 to 8 times in 24 hours. And this includes the nighttime, waking up at night. Interestingly, they calculated up to 21 times in 24 hours. I mean, that's a lot of urination. So yes, some people do urinate that frequently. Is that considered normal? No. So why does this matter? Well, a lot of people come to see me and they may not know that they are urinating a lot, or they think they're urinating a lot, or they think they're urinating a normal amount. So one example will be someone who comes in who's having problems with urination and they're only going to the bathroom twice a day. And so I tell these people, if you're having a lot of urgency, frequency, you need to go to the bathroom often, it's probably because your bladder is holding a ton of fluid and it's really eager to have you empty it. And this can happen to a lot of people who are maybe holding their urine for work. So people like me who are doctors, nurses, people who are on their feet a lot all day and taking care of people like hairdressers, they find that they don't have a lot of time to go to the bathroom. And so their bladder gets used to holding lots and lots of fluid, and you have to retrain it and go more often on a schedule so that you cannot have this urgency, frequency sensation all the time. So, and the other flip of the coin is when somebody was going 4 times a day or didn't really notice how often they were going, and now they're going 7 times a day. And yes, that's totally a reasonable reason to come see the doctor if you're bothered by it, but it's not a reason to worry because it's all within normal. If you're urinating more than 7 to 8 times a day, I suggest you talk to your primary doctor about it or see a urologist if you're bothered by it. If you're not bothered and you're drinking a lot of fluids and that's why you're going to the bathroom, you're okay. That's probably why you're urinating a lot. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.